Um, Here, look, you can see in this chapter, in chapter 8, is it is quadrilateral, right? So I hope all of you know this is the some basic things about the quadrilateral. All of you learned this one before in the class. So in this, what is the quadrilateral? The closed figure formed by joining four non-collinear points in an order is called quadrilateral. This line is very important. Why non-collinear? What do you mean by non-collinear? If you join any four point, okay, it will not form a quadrilateral. Let's give one example. Suppose, just wait for a minute. Okay, you can see in this. I hope you can see this line. In this line, you can see one, two, three, 4 points are there, right? They're joining by a point. They are joining by a line, right? But it is not a quadrilateral. When it will be quadrilateral? When non-collinear. Okay, when there will be four non-collinear, but like this, you can see this A, B, C, D. Okay, so this will be our this will be our quadrilateral definition. Next, next part is next part is a quadrilateral. This is some information. A quadrilateral has four sides and four angles and four vertices. Okay, a quadrilateral. I hope you can see one, two, three, four. Four side, four angles are there. This angle, one, two, three, four angle, and four vertices A, B, and C, D. Now come to the properties. Our first property is angle sum property. Okay, in a quadrilateral, there are in a quadrilateral sum of all angles is 360 degree. Okay, like we proved one thing that in a triangle in chapter 7 we proved this one, right? In a triangle sum of all angles is 180 degree. Here also same, like that. In a quadrilateral sum of all angles is 360 degree. So for proof or verification, this is a very minor proof. Okay, very less chance of coming. So I'm just giving you the very rough idea. In a ABCD quadrilateral, you can see this quadrilateral. In this quadrilateral, we can see we are joining AC diagonal. Okay, in this ABCD quadrilateral, we are joining AC diagonal. So when we are joining AC diagonal, look, two triangle form. One triangle is ABC, another triangle is ADC, right? And we know in a triangle, sum of all angles is 180 degree. Using this, DAC means DAC, this angle. Okay, DAC means this angle. DCA means this angle. Plus ADC, this angle. Okay, equal to 180 degree. Am I clear? Similarly, BAC, this angle, BCA, this angle, and ABC, this angle is 180 degree. Now we are adding 1 and 2. We are adding we are adding 1 and 2. So just add 1 and 2. You will find DAC, here DAC, and here you will find BAC, this angle. Okay, so DAC and BAC you are making one bracket. Okay, similarly DCA, this angle, and BCA, this angle, we are making another bracket. And ADC and ABC, another other triangle. Okay, so 180 plus 180, how much? 180 plus 180, how much? 360 degree. Okay, so DAC plus BAC, it will may give you DAB, right? and DCA and BCA will give you DCB. Understood? This bracket will give you this DCB, and this bracket will give you DAB. Am I clear? Then ADC and ABC are same. So you can see DAB, this angle of the quadrilateral, and DCB means this angle, and ADC means this angle, and ABC equal to this angle. That is equal to 360 degree. So hence sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay, this is the proof. Proof for verification, you can say this is not a proof like that. This is just a verification. So then our next part is various type of quadrilateral. This part already you all of may maximum of you know, okay, about this part, various type of the triangles. So in this part we'll know different type of quadrilateral. So first is trapezium. I hope you know that a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. You can see in a trapezium, one pair of opposite sides are parallel, other are not parallel. Okay, so these are called trapezium. Look, this definition will not come, but we need to know for our basic knowledge. Okay, and this is a little interesting thing. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. What is this? This is in a if two non-parallel sides are equal in length, then it's called isosceles trapezium. That means in this trapezium, suppose AB and CD are equal length, then it will call isosceles trapezium. Okay, if this in this trapezium, the non-parallel side, then non-parallel means this side, AB and CD are equal in length, then it will call isosceles trapezium. Okay, next is parallelogram. What is parallelogram? In a quadrilateral which both pair of opposite sides are parallel. So AB parallel to CD and AD parallel to BC. Okay, then it is called parallelogram. Similarly, what is rhombus? Rhombus is a parallelogram in which all sides are equal. Okay, you can use other definition also. In rhombus is a parallelogram in which all sides are equal. In parallelogram, you can see opposite sides are equal and parallel, right? In parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay, but in rhombus, all sides are parallel. Obviously, AD parallel to BC and AB parallel to DC, and all sides also equal in length. Okay, then we have a rectangle, a parallelogram, or in which one of its angle is right angle. So you can see ABCD is a parallelogram. Parallelogram means, again I am saying, opposite sides are parallel. Okay, and when in a parallelogram, one angle is 90 degree. Okay, one angle means obviously other angle also will be 90 degree. Those who are writing your name roll number, I told not to write name roll number now. Okay, when I will tell, then only put your name roll number. Don't repeat this one. So what are you saying? Yeah, rectangle. So rectangle, as I told, that in a parallelogram in which the one side, one angle is right angle, then it is called rectangle. Then square. Square is what? Square a rectangle whose two consecutive sides are equal. Okay, is called square. ABCD is a rectangle whose two consecutive sides are equal. Then it will called a square. Now, kite. Kite is very interesting thing. Okay, kite. If I'm just broadening this one for once. You can see kite. I hope you see the kite in real life also. In kite, adjacent sides are equal. Adjacent mean this AD and DB. Okay, the side which are adjacent. Okay, these two sides are called adjacent side. Similarly, DC and BC, these two sides also called adjacent side. Okay, so these are called adjacent side. Similarly, this angle and this angle are called adjacent angle. Am I clear? So this is a few things, a few terms actually you need to know. What is adjacent angle? Adjacent angle, the angle, this angle, like a angle B are called adjacent angle. Similarly, the sides which are just beside, okay, which are interconnected, like AD and AB, okay, are equal in length. Similarly, DC and BC equal in length. So in a quadrilateral in which two pair of adjacent sides are equal, that means one pair is ADAB, another pair is DCBC. So is are equal is known as kite. Okay. Now, before moving towards our theorem, in this chapter our main topic is theorem. Okay, understanding the theorem. I'll just discuss few what it called few important results. Okay, so one result is that some first result one, you can see result one, the diagonal of a rectangle bisect each other and are equal in length. Okay, all these results are very important. All these results are very important. So what is saying, diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other and are equal in length. Okay, diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. Okay, diagonals of a rhombus is not equal in length. Diagonals of a square bisect each other at right angle and are equal in length. Okay, then angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Okay, this is also a theorem you learn in chapter 7. And the diagonals of a kite bisect at right angle. These are the five. I think one thing is missing. Diagonals of a, that is actually a theorem also. Diagonals of a parallelogram. Let's put the diagonals of a parallelogram. Diagonals of a parallelogram are equal in length. Sorry. Diagonals are not equal in length. Sorry. In a parallelogram, the diagonals are not equal in length, not even they are bisect. Okay, they used to bisect diagonals of a, they used to bisect, but not in equal in length. Obviously, they used to bisect. Yeah, that is your one theorem is theorem 6 is there, so no need to write now. There is a theorem 6. So up to this one, goodness, some of you are joining so late. Okay, up to this one, this is our topic 1. Okay, so in topic 1 up to this one, if anyone have doubt, let me know. Okay, and now do one thing, you can put your name and roll number only. Okay, name no need, roll number only roll number, name no need. Yeah, just roll number. Hmm. Okay, if anyone, after giving this roll number, if anyone leaving the class, okay, so she will be absent. I'm taking your roll number now. That does not mean that you can leave the class. If you are leaving the class, or somehow any network problem is a common issue, it will be given as absent. Okay, there are how many students? There are for 38 students. Still only I got 31 students. If anyone missing, please let me. If anyone still not given, please let me know. 52. Sainty Jameen 51, 51, 51, 51 is there. Who Vijanu is here? If Vijanu is here, please message me in the chat box. Vijanu and Temsumella. Vijanu and Temsumella. Temsumella, where is Temsumella? Message once. Okay, fine. Okay, 30, 49, 49 is already done. Okay. Okay, fine. So where I was, those who are leaving the class, because I'm recording the class, so I can see easily who is leaving. Okay, so that will be given absent. So fine. Next, I told that in this chapter we have to learn the theorem basically. So I'm moving toward the first theorem. First theorem is saying, you can see, the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Okay, so congruent triangles means, I hope you know congruency means. Okay, in these two triangle, in two triangle, let me show you. Let me show you the diagram. Then only you can see. Let me show you the diagram. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about, this is our diagram. Okay, so you can see AC diagonal divide into congruent triangle, that we have to prove. Congruent mean the ABC triangle and ADC triangle will be congruent, that we have to prove. Let's move on to the proof. So we in theorem, I hope all of you remember, in theorem there are four parties there. One part, first part is given, then we have to prove, to proof, then construction if you need construction, sorry, construction, then proof. These are the, sorry, these are the four part of a theorem, right? So if you need if you need construction for a particular theorem, you can add it. Okay, but in many theorem we don't need construction. Okay, so just a minute, 36. Okay, so first our given part. What is given? A diagonal of a parallelogram divide into a two congruent triangle. So I will say ABCD. In ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, and AC diagonal, AC diagonal divide it in, or you can see the AC is a diagonal. Just AC is a diagonal. Okay, next, to prove, what we have to prove, we have to prove these two triangle are congruent. So triangle ABC congruent to, what write congruent sign, congruent to triangle ADC. Okay, ABC congruent to triangle ADC. ADC. Okay, so in this one we don't need construction. Okay, so I'm not doing construction. Proof. Let's start the proof. Since ABCD is a parallelogram, then AD pa parallel to BC, and AB parallel to DC. Okay, I hope it's clear that in we know this one, in parallelogram opposite sides are parallel. So in ABCD parallelogram, AD parallel to BC and AB parallel to DC. Okay, so here we will use actually the alternative angle theorem in chapter 6. I hope you remember. You can see in this ABCD sorry, ABCD quadrilateral, I join AC diagonal, right? So you can see the green, um, what is it called, green color one, green color one. Understood? These are a pair of alternative angle, right? Because AD and BC are parallel. Similarly, AB and DC are parallel. Then if this blue color angle is alternative angle. We'll use this one to prove the theorem. Okay. So next, in in triangle ABC, in triangle ABC and triangle ACD, or make it ADC. ADC. Angle BAC BAC equal to BAC equal to ACD. Angle ACD. And here I'm writing and angle ACB equal to angle ACB equal to angle CAD. Okay, so let me write the reason here. BAC, where is BAC, this blue color one equal to ACD. Why? Because as AB parallel to DC and AC transversal. So a pair of alternative alternative interior angles. Okay, so it is a pair of alternative interior angles. Okay, so you can see AB and DC are parallel and AC are transversal. So this blue color, this one are pair of alternative interior angle. Okay, similarly we can put the same thing here. Here it will be AD parallel to BC. AD parallel to BC and AC transversal, so alternative interior angle. Okay, now come to the main thing. And AC equal to AC. Sorry, can I write AC equal to AC in these two triangle, ABC and ADC? Okay, in these two triangle, can I write AC equal to AC? If yes, why? Anyone please answer me. Can I write AC equal to AC? What will be the reason? In bracket, what we will write? Let me know, then I'll. Anyone? Any answer? Yeah, common angle, not common angle. AC is common side, right? You have to write common side. Okay, not common angle, common side. It will be common side. Okay, you can see ABC, in ABC and ADC triangle, AC is the common side, right? So in ABC and ADC, what we prove? Two angles are equal. Okay, like BSC and ACD are equal, and ACB, sorry, ACB, this green color one, and CAD, this green color one, are equal, and AC is equal because they are common side. So what we can tell from here, this triangle ABC and ADC are equal, congruent. Okay, by ASA congruent, angle side angle congruence rule. Okay, similarly, look here we prove by taking AC diagonal, right? Understood. Suppose we are joining BD diagonal. Okay, if you join BD diagonal, you can find ABD and BDC will congruent. Okay, because here it is saying divide in into congruent triangle. Okay, so if you join BD diagonal anyhow, you can prove it similarly. So we have to write here similarly. Similarly, we can prove we can prove that triangle ABD congruence to triangle BCD by joining BD diagonal. By joining BD diagonal. Okay, so here you don't have to show this one, but you have to write this one, that we can prove all this by joining BD diagonal. Okay, so that is our proof. We can show straight hence. Okay, if in doubt regarding this, you can ask me. Then I will move towards the next theorem. Next theorem is which in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Okay, this is our next theorem. So let me write here. So for this one, you have to draw this one. So in a parallelogram, let me show you the diagram. Okay, this is our diagram. Let me see if anyone have doubt regarding this. Regarding theorem 1, any doubt? If no, then I'm moving towards here. So in this question, in this theorem, we are asking that we have to prove that opposite sides are equal, right? So ABCD are diagonal. We have to prove is AB equal to DC, sorry, and AB equal to DC and AD equal to BC. Okay, this is one we have to prove. So here construction will be there. Construction. What will be the construction? Construction will be join AC. Join AC. Okay. Look, you can ask me, sir. We can write this one in given part also. But here in last one, what was the theorem? Last one theorem was diagonal of a parallelogram divide into. So in the theorem, the diagonal was already there. So in given part, we draw the diagonal. Okay. But here diagonal is not given in the theorem. For our purpose, for our help, we are using the diagonal. Okay. So now construction, we draw the join AC. Now in this proof, for proof we will use our previous theorem. Okay, we know that we know that We know this just from our previous theorem. We know that diagonal of a parallelogram divide into two congruent triangles, right? We just learned this one. Therefore, therefore, ABC congruent to ADC. Okay, understood. That means ABC and ADC are congruent triangle. We just prove this one. So if they are congruent triangle, we can write AB equal to DC. Okay, why? By CPCT. What is CPCT? Corresponding properties of congruence triangle. Okay. Similarly, also I told that we can prove this by joining the BD diagonal. We can prove that ABD congruent to BDC, right? By joining BD diagonal. So also this ABD and BCD are, sorry, ABD, if we join the BD diagonal, we can see ABD, ABD and BCD will be congruent. Sorry, will be congruent triangle. That means there also, then also we can write AD equal to BC by CPCT. Okay, fine. So hence, proved. Okay, this is so easy. This theorem is so easy. So you can see this is a very less chance of coming. If you understand the previous theorem, this theorem is so easy. Next theorem. Okay, next theorem is saying this will be probably our last theorem. If each pair of, you can see there are 7 theorem on there. Okay, so if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is parallelogram. So it is just a vice versa of this theorem. In the theorem 2, we learn that in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal, and in theorem 3 it's saying just the opposite thing, that in a quadrilateral, if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. So let's let's start the proof. So given is in ABCD parallelogram, opposite, saying that opposite sides are equal, right? AB equal to DC and AD equal to BC. Okay, what we have to prove? Sorry, no, we can't say it is parallelogram. We have to say in ABCD quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Okay, because we have to prove this is a lateral. We have to prove this is a parallelogram, right? We have to prove it is a parallelogram. So in ABCD quadrilateral, AB and DC are equal and AD and BC also equal. We have to prove that ABCD is a quadrilateral. Sorry, parallelogram. Okay. So how to prove? When we can prove that ABCD is a parallelogram, we have to go to the definition. In definition, I told that in a parallelogram in which opposite sides are parallel, then we will call this is a parallelogram. So we have to prove, that is, to prove ABCD is a parallelogram, we have to prove that, that means we have to prove AB parallel to DC and AD parallel to BC. These things we have to prove. Okay. So construction, here also construction is there, that to join the AC. Okay, this is the only construction. Then proof. Start the proof. So we can see mm, so in proof, in ABC triangle and ADC triangle, how many things are equal? Already given AB equal to DC, right? And AD equal to BC. Look, this part, this two part is given. Okay, AB equal to DC, AB equal to DC, and AD equal to BC. This part is given here, right? Now, next, what we can write? We can write AC equal to AC. Why? Common side. Common side. Okay. So what we can write? We can write ABC and ADC are congruent. Okay. By side rule, we can write therefore ABC congruent to ADC by SSS rule. SSS congruence rule. Okay. So if they are congruent, then we can say, then we can write BAC, BAC, can you write this? Angle, angle BAC, angle BAC, this angle equal to angle ACD, equal to angle ACD. Okay. Check this one. BAC, this angle equal to ACD, this angle. Okay. By CPCD. By CPCD. Okay. And angle, angle, mm, which angle? We can take this angle, angle ACB, angle, or you can say BCA, BCA. BCA equal to ACAD equal to CAD. This is also by CPCT. Okay. So again, what I'm saying, what we I'm doing, I did that ABC angle triangle in ABC triangle and ADC triangle, both are congruent, right? By congruency rule, we prove that. So I can write BAC, this angle and ACD, this angle are equal by CPCT rule, and BCA, this angle, BCA, this angle, and CAD, this angle, these two angle are equal by CPCT. So look, they are what kind of angle they are? They are alternative interior angle, right? We can see, but these are pairs of alternative interior angles. Okay, they're pair of alternative interior angles. Therefore, so when it is possible, it is alternative interior angle when they are parallel, right? So from this we can say AB parallel to DC, AB parallel to DC, and AD parallel to BC. These are the, you can see, therefore, therefore you can say, therefore this. So we have to prove this one, that is AB parallel to DC. Look, we prove AB parallel DC and AD parallel BC. Then we have to write hence ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, fine. So this is the proof. If anyone join later, please give your roll number. Still some of you left, I will marking your name. Okay, you will be absent. Some of you already left the class. So geez, okay, fine. So today class will be up to this theorem 2. Sorry, theorem 3. Na? We did theorem 3. Yeah. Theorem 3, you can see there are 7 theorem are there. Okay. There are 7 theorem are there. So next day we'll try to prove other 4 theorem. Okay. Your next class is on your next class is on Friday, I guess. So Friday, if we complete this one, then we can do some exercise problem. So if anyone join later, please let me know. Okay, these all now I forget to tell. This is theorem 1. Na? This is theorem 1 means, let me write. This is 8.1. Okay, this is 8.1 theorem. Okay, similarly, this is 8.2, and similarly, this is 8.3. Okay, then if in no doubt, then we can end our class here. After the class, I'll share this one. What it called? I'll share this one again. Okay, as a notes, and your next class, as I told that your next class is on Friday, so everyone must copy this one in the book. Okay, so those who already gave the roll number, no need to give. Okay, now those who did not, then only 34 roll numbers already given, I guess. 34 given, 35 given, 30 also given, I guess. Yeah, 5, remember 5 also given before. Okay, then bye everyone. I'm ending the class. Okay.